is your view concealed by maybe bushes right in front of you, or anything else?
I think we'd see movement in the bushes, just on either side, it catches on.
So what I wanted to, again, since it's snow now, we have very scarce bushes now. It's not really an issue. You can see through them. But what I notice a lot of the times is that people tend to, especially if the terrain is quite thick, so the vegetation is thick, then people tend to form a line, but not actually have their weapons ready to fire down the range, which is extremely important, considering that the point of forming a skirmish line is for the group to be able to fire at one direction at the same time. So if you are not set up in a way that you can fire towards the enemy, then it's almost like you're not even there. Another thing which came up a couple of times recently is spacing. Make sure that I'm not going to do like the insane grenade training where I'm gonna start throwing grenades between you, but just consider that if a grenade lands between you and the next guy, will you die? And this is especially important since tomorrow we are facing 11 CIB, and they have some really accurate rifle grenades. So we saw it on scrims before when we had to go through very much, like a lot of open space. The lack of spacing meant that we lost 2-3 people to a single rifle grenade. So what I wanted to demonstrate with this and to just reiterate is that the point of the skirmish line is not to form a beautiful line. It's to make sure that you can fire down the range effectively, and even if you can't hit an enemy accurately, the suppression counts. So if, for example, on the Tarnian scrims, a lot of the times when you are advancing through the fields, you get these really thick bushes, and you might not want to climb out of them to get into enemy machine gun fire and just lay down suppressive fire. Then in that case, it's fine to just fire towards the enemy house where the windows are, or any sort of hiding place that you can roughly see. It doesn't have to be an exact person you're firing at, because they're still going to get suppressed. All right, so for the next part of the training, we are going to advance under Anderson's leadership into the town. Rumner actually has a few words to say before that regarding communication with the tank. I have set up a number of, well, buildables, so sandbags, some ammo crates, some MG positions, anything you see that is an enemy asset or that is built by or that something that is built by the logi that is technically an enemy. So consider it as an enemy, since we don't have like dummies or anything like that. I also placed some of these in sort of hidden spots in houses to simulate enemies hiding in houses. If you find something like this, just build it down. But you're going to have to clear the houses just as if it was the actual scrim. And now I'll let Rumler talk about the armor and communication.
Oh yes, I have 3 little topics here. The first one is safety, the second one is callouts, and the third one is synergy. I will make it short and brief so you can remember it. Let's start with safety. Don't be in the front of the tank. It's extremely deadly. We have 2 machine guns firing, and the back blast or the side blast of the turret can put you down immediately, and then you're out of the game. You don't want that. Do not cross in front of the tank unless you absolutely have to. And even then, you should consider going brown, because we don't, or maybe we cannot hold our fire then, and you might end up dead too. The callouts. We don't really care about single enemies that much. It's just it would be a waste of assets. But what is extremely important is that you inform us about things which cause you a lot of trouble you cannot easily deal yourself with, like entrenched enemies, heavily fortified positions. Infantry blobs are always a super juicy target. I will gladly take this any day. AT guns, of course, and tanks, and flanking maneuvers going on, which we can intercept. So focus on the bigger part there, not on, like, there's one guy over there that doesn't help us that much. Rather go for directions like, we have enemies over there, can you help us north 130, and then we can see what we can do. Regarding the subject of synergy, shift the focus, save the tank if the tank is saving you. We had a situation in the last novel scrim where we were aiming down a street, and doing so actually helped the infantry a lot, because the street between two rows of houses is extremely deadly. So we just played the long range there and covered that. If we do that in a stationary mode, you don't have to do it. Just spread around, start conquering houses around you, move forwards towards the objective, but just stay out of the dead zone. We will just take care of that. Yeah, call out the important things. That is really important. In the last drill we had, we got shot by an AT gun, which was 5 meters next to us, hidden in a bush, and nobody informed us about it. It was an absolute no-go for a scrim. If you have a viable target for an high explosive, don't be afraid to ask. If you're a recruit, I don't care if you're a Grenadier, Gefreiter, whatever. If you know there is a really juicy target, just ask us. We'll gladly help you out with that. And we can also be, but this is more like situational, be mobile cover. Let's say there are 3 people on the street and they are bleeding out and we have a medic. We can try to navigate around them, so we are kind of like a metal shield protecting you. But of course, for that, we would have to be informed for that if we are next to you and you need us to be moved for whatever reasons, just ask us. And yep, I'm finished with my 3 points here. Thank you for your attention.
All right, so basically you're ready to go. Yeah, I just wanted to say it again that if you see sandbags and whatnot sticking through the windows, I kind of try to place them so they are a bit more obvious to spot from afar, so that maybe you can coordinate with the Panzer and they can send some high explosives in there.
We had the PTS there.
Yeah, Foga?
Who should be our primary contact to the folks in the tank? Is that Gruppenführer or
just address us as tank? We will just know what to do.
No, sorry. I mean, like, can a recruit or a grenadier or anyone come up and ask for a request, or should that be coming through leadership?
If it's really one of these important targets, then I don't really care who is delivering the message, as long as the message is being delivered. So, like, for example, you see a blob on the right flank approaching and nobody has noticed them. If you run to your Gruppenführer and tell him, and then he's running towards me, then the situation is maybe over. But if you say, like, hey, tank, watch out on the right flank, there's a full squad sneaking in. Perfect, just do it.
Copy that.
We had a PTS from Wolf.
Hello, much appreciated. Long-time listener. No, just a thought on this point is that this would probably be something that would need to be integrated into the squad lead drills. So when these manoeuvres are happening, it will be an order that will be barked to whatever soldiers closest to him, relay this to the tank, and then it'll be up to them to run to the tank and just say, to get into comms range, to then say, right, we've got flanking manoeuvre to our right-hand side or anti-tank gun coming up front. You know, a bit of a messenger running backwards and forward from squads to the tank as and when required. Because although telling us what information the tank needs is great, you'd need to organise a system for that to actually happen. Just my thought, my inexperienced virginal thoughts.
Thank you. Well, I think it's very much a work in progress. at the moment, because last time, of course, on the drill we had a little bit of a problem. Now we're going to see how this is going to go, and we're going to learn from it. All right, if that's it, then I suppose we can start.
Is this a language chat only thing, or what's going on?
For immersion, I would say yes.
Alright.
So basically in the group.
Move forward, take out the enemies up ahead. There are 2 roads. 2 houses in front of us. About 200 meters up the road. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be drawn right from the board.
Ceasefire. Group 1, let's move.
Group 1 und up.
Keep up that pace, Steve.
Obviously in the back, but you know, try to cover the last guy. Keep following them. Let's go, guys. Come on, double time.
There is
Come
one.
on.
Okay, there is.
Man, bro.
I'm working on it.
One time you just missed.
police on the right side.
C'est les recrues ici. Ah, les trucs sont pas mal. Je note quelques trucs. Si c'est le groupe des recrues, c'est intéressant parce que du coup ils doivent plus communiquer. Voilà, il y a des petits retards, mais parce que du coup ils ont plus communiqué.
What direction? Fast AT car.
Wolf, go and tell the tank that there's enemy AT gun north of town, near us.
Yeah, follow copy.
It's gonna be way to do anything for it right now. Yeah, there's craft window up there on behind.
Ça marche.
From the tank cruiser, there's a on right position. Aside from the AT gun, there's a short barrel Sherman at the same position, maybe 20 meters to the right of the AT gun.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Enemy tank roughly 340 grades.
Watch out, there's also an anti-tank gun.
Got enemy tank, just behind this house.
Which home?
The one behind
a good
I see it from here though.
Let's go next. Come on. I'm going upstairs.
Group is really fast up here, we're taking slow.
First floor, reaching second.
Moving up.
Second floor. Position. 2.
Careful, they have to get you.
Yeah, go ahead, I'll cover the attic. Go ahead, example, go ahead, dig it down, I'll cover the attic.
Never go
Building's not clear.
And then the enemy building the northeast building.
Hey, set up a 360 view.
Good job, good job.
Yeah.
The expression is that you move up in the clearest houses in the northeast, and road houses there.
Roger that. Yeah, I'm gonna we gotta clear it. That's the game right now. Okay. There's some water here on this attic again. I need you to dig it down again.
Crossroad is relatively clear for sure.
Yeah, except for the... Except for the gate gunner, vorne Bahn ist ein Tiger. Ja, ich weiß. Ah, im Eingang von der Bahn. Ja.
Inside taker on the eastern side.